Alright, there we go. So, where were we? Oh no. Yeah, the stream probably had a restart. Okay. Well, hello, anyone who's there. Today I want to look at a cool software trick that I haven't looked at in a while. I don't know how useful it actually still is. Um, but the idea is we can basically write our own libraries um, and overload like things that we might assume that the program is using to basically change how it's going to operate. Um, so, for example, I have actually before we get started, let me put on a little bit of chill music. Here we go. Cool. All right. So yeah, so we have this program that I wrote, just an example of like a really, really bad login program. Um, but the idea here is that like we didn't say we don't know this password uh, that's hard coded, which we could easily figure out. But maybe this is being, I don't know, run through some other thing at runtime. In the other videos I've looked at, we did like reverse engineering, right? So we decompiled the actual binary that's output from making this, and then try to get back to the original source code. Um, but there's other ways to, I guess, probe running software, and they don't all include reverse engineering, like looking at decompiled things and whatnot. And one of those ways is to effectively mess with the fact that this string compare has to rely on libraries that are being included, right? Like that code is not in this program. And by writing our own library that has the same function, we can effectively trick the software into calling our version of string compare, or any function really that we've implemented in our own library. So I think first I'll show you where like this could go wrong, just like with this simple program. So if we were to compile this, we could do GCC test, call it bad login, because obviously like this doesn't this is a bad idea. Secret password should never be hard coded. This is not secure. But maybe this, like I said, is coming from some other function, right? Maybe this is actually encrypted at this point, like in a crack me or something. And it's going to be decrypted, and then checked with string compare, which is, fairly common. So yeah, let's compile this terrible login program with this thing. Sorry, with GCC. And now if I wanted to run it, right, and I'm just right, we should check for, I'm supposed to pass in the password as an argument. So if argc, oh, I need to do it before we check argv1. If argc is less than 2, or 0 is for, oh shoot, yeah, 0 is for being authenticated actually, so I'll just return 3. It's not 1. Or I guess I could return 2. Okay, let's try that again. All right, so now we have this bad login program, and just double check that. Oh, sorry. Right. And if we were to say, try to give it a password, so we just say, I'm not sure, we would get access denied, right? But we'd have no way of knowing necessarily if we didn't have this, right? If we just had this bad login file, sure, like I said, in this case we could run strings on bad login, and we would see this is not secure hard-coded there, but this might not be like stored that way, right? It could actually be something totally encrypted, or like XOR, I don't know, obfuscated in some way, and then being only accessed like here. So in any case, what we can do is we can write this new thing that I'm going to call sneaky.c. And the idea is it's going to intercept calls to functions that we can define, and allows us to basically modify that behavior or expose things that probably weren't meant to be exposed. So in this case, well, first of all, you need to include this DL fcn.h header file, because I believe dynamic loading, all of this relies on the fact that we're basically gonna overload, like we're gonna add and tell the program, oh, use our library to find those references. And so we need to follow the pattern, though. We have to be careful, because whatever string compare does, we need to actually also do. Otherwise, if the program were to hit that operation, right, this string compare, if our program doesn't clean up after itself, so to speak, in this case we're just going to hand off to the real string compare. But if we didn't do that correctly, if we change this to not even return an int, for example, we would totally break whatever program we wanted to use this technique on. So it is important that you can always use man pages to just look up string compare. Also, you can obviously use like search engines; those are your friends too. But in this case, this helps, and it tells us like the types that we should be passing in, and basically what we should be returning. So in this case, we just want to maybe expose what are the things being compared. For this bad login case. Oh, hello. Welcome on in. I'm just stepping through like the sort of LD preload technique as like a fun way to. Good. How are you doing? How's your Sunday? Or time zone. Happy time zone. I don't know where you are. North America. Or sorry, Monday night. You're right. That didn't make any sense. It's been a long weekend. You got me. um. So yeah, I don't know if if you have a background in software. Yeah, yeah, I botched that one. Not daily, but like 3 times a week, 4 times a week or so. I try to mix it up, so this is sort of not what I normally do. I try to do like retired hack the box challenges and stuff, um, like retired boxes too. But then every once in a while, I try to just do something totally, I don't know, different from that, just to kind of mix it up. Uh, yeah. So today I was just going to show, at least start with this kind of unrealistic case, but just showcase this LD preload and like what it can do. Um, oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm just starting out. There's a lot to learn. uh, but also this keeps me very honest and humble. I don't know if you know Hack the Box or Try Hack Me, but um, oh yeah, sure. There's a Discord that I pinned at the top. If you want to join, you can like think I might have a section for pictures of some sort. If not, I can make one. Um, the whole point of this is to like find people who are good at stuff that I'm not, honestly, and like trade knowledge. So I love the idea. Yeah. Yeah. That'd be awesome. But yeah, so we have this program. It's not very realistic. Because people probably don't hard code their passwords necessarily, but it can happen. Um, and so if we write this, I'm calling it sneaky.c library, and basically capture, yeah, the original string compare. But now we're gonna rewrite our version of string compare, and all we're gonna do is just expose what's being compared in this case, and then basically use the dynamic loading to get the real string compare, and then return that so that the program, everything continues as intended. But hopefully we get to see what's being compared. And so we do want to build this. We have to give it some flags so that it knows that this is going to be a shared library. It also is going to have to be this SO format so that we can treat it like a shared object. So we can build that. And then all we really need to do... Yes. Yes, I can. Just a second. Yeah, it's a little bit... not locked down, but at first there's a kind of a wall. Oh. Oh, you're here. Cool. You've become an integrated circuit. Welcome on in. Here, let me put a I'll make a channel in home for art and maybe graphic design or art and graphics. Feel free to drop something in there. Oh, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of private messages. I've seen a lot of accounts get sort of jacked that way. um, anyway. But you can just share it in the other channel. That's totally fine. Shouldn't be a problem. There's not many people in the server either. I wouldn't be worried. There's like 2 other people, honestly. So it's not like if you're nervous about that, don't worry about it. So we can give this LD preload. Okay. Well, feel free to. Yeah, sorry. I gotta be careful a little bit. People in the past, unfortunately I was much more open at one point, and people got me to this point. So, you know. But, you know, if you ever want to share something in that channel, go ahead. So yeah, so all we need to do is to find this LD preload and give it our full path to the location. So in this case, I call this directory hookin. And we have sneaky.so. And then we would just call our bad login program. And like before... Oh, really? Can you see the message that I sent you there? If you want to just post it in general too, that should be fun. Let me see. I should be able to. Oh, that might be the problem. I think now it should be able to. Nah, sorry. It's one of those lines I drew in the sand a long time ago. It's kind of shitty, I know. But I just added. See if you can add images. You should be able to upload a file and add an image now to the art and graphics section. That should work. Sorry, that's, yeah. Maybe if we develop a little bit more trust, I'm not yeah, it's just not my cup of tea to sort of do the private messages. I honestly, if I understood Discord better, I'd be cool with it, but I've just seen a lot of people. It seems like the accepting an instant message or a private DM is like the source. Yeah, I mean, I can also check them out after the stream, to be honest. Yeah. If you can keep sending them, but I'm sorry, I'm just not gonna open it right now. I don't mean to be. It's not like rude or anything. It's just had some bad experiences. Absolutely. And I'll figure out why you can't post pictures and that other thing. You should be able to upload images to the art and graphics section. Yeah, you should be able to. I added the permission. I don't even have that platform. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so if we run this now with LD preload, oh, and we give it a password, IDK, we'll get access denied, but we'll also see what was being compared. And so obviously that would help us because now we could just give it, this is not secure, and, oh, I spelled it wrong. Fuck me, right? And now we would, oh, magically get authenticated, which is pretty cool. But it doesn't really stop there, right? Because in that case, like, I already knew what this was. I wrote this program. So that's, like, not really that interesting. So what can be interesting is, say, running this with other programs that we don't have the source code for and seeing what other interesting things we can do. Uh, and so we can just pick, I guess, one of these, because I want to pick something simple. I don't want to have too much complexity going on. So maybe even just this text editor itself. What if we, let's see, if we were to call, so let's just do this again, LD preload, but instead of calling that thing that we know how it works, let's call the text editor gedit. And we see actually it's catching every string compare that the gedit software is making, which is kind of interesting. Probably the name of that file, the initial like untitled document, will be defined in that. So we could always like change how that works, say. So this, okay, so does it ever compare with? So I think what I'll do instead is grep for untitled document while that runs. Just see if that ever gets passed through. Absolutely. Very interesting. Okay. So, and what happens as we write stuff? So it looks like it might not use string compare for these other things, but it might for the name of the document. So what if we wanted to, I don't know, force this to always say something else? Well, we could probably just change this string compare. And instead of just printing it out, maybe we swap the original string that's being compared with something else, like a new file name. So we can say, it looked like there was cases where it's usually on the right side. So let's say, oh, okay. Actually, let's try something different. I can't check using string compare if this is actually untitled, because that will call our hooked, or that will get all fucked up because we're hooking the string compare function. But I suspect we can try something a little different. So let me look at string len, because usually people have to call string to check the length of the string as well. So it looks like this is the signature of that. So it takes in some constant char and it returns a size t. And basically I'm going to just pattern this off of the other string compare. So I'll do string len, and I'll do constant char s, or constant char pointer s, and then honestly I'll just borrow this like fully. This time it's going to be string len. I only have one thing, and it's s. And then we're going to actually call string len actual, and then we're going to pass it ultimately s. Okay, so now our sneaky library actually has two different functions in it. It has string compare and string len. What did I do? Ah, right, we're hooking this. So it's string len actual. Yep. Okay. So that should work now. And now let's call I'm gonna close this instance because I feel like it might not work so well. I'm just gonna do untitled. Ah, so it does call the length. So let's try this. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I think it's gonna work. So instead of redefining string compare, I'm just gonna redefine string len. I'll comment this out though because it's useful for later. And what I'll say is if string compare s to untitled document 1 equals 0, I think I need to wrap this whole thing. We're gonna change s to please subscribe. And let's see if actually that changes this untitled document by default that's open with gedit to please subscribe. So let's recompile that sneaky binary. That's okay. And let's just call gedit, but we're gonna call this LD preload with it. So it's hooking all the string lens. There's a lot of them. Oh, it didn't work. Why didn't it work? Oh, I'm so surprised. What did I do wrong? Let me try something different. I don't think I can manually assign this. Let me try to like format or let me try this. Alright, so I'm gonna recompile that. Ah, whoops. That's fine. Alright, so hopefully now the file name is gonna actually not be untitled document. Hey, it worked. Nice. So what else is going on then as we use this? Ah, that's interesting. So the text buffer. The text buffer's fully in there. Interesting. Well, what if we want to change that behavior? Let's make a word be untypable in this text editor. Let's do that. So I know something that's unmentionable. How many? So let's make this phrase totally unallowed. And actually, there's another way we can make that, because obviously no one's gonna launch this like that way, right? That's not cool. But this is just an environment variable, and so we can actually export it, right? And now the system's just hanging out, and it's got that totally in there. So now, if we call, and actually we don't even have to call gedit. Let's just use it like a normal. Oh, okay. Maybe it has to be in this terminal. I'm not sure what the limitations of LD preload are, to be honest. But yeah, looks like the environment variable is still hooking it. Please subscribe. So that's definitely there. Was it? Wait, what did I do wrong? That should have worked. Alright, let me try something without a space first. I think it's processing letters at a time. So I think maybe what I need to do is actually, let's see. What's a little bit simpler? Alright, let's try that again. So now we have a new sneaky library. And we don't need to export it. I think we saw that that works. Let's just try it this way. And let's see if the forbidden word is actually forbidden now in our text editor. Okay. Okay. That's kind of cool. Alright. So let's go back to trying to make a forbidden... Make our forbidden, let's do string compare still. String compare s club. There's only 4 stars there. Recompile. Let's call gedit. Oh wait, whoopsies. We didn't call it with LD preload. So obviously we're slowing down the execution quite a bit by intercepting those calls. Let's see. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't expect it to work like that. Interesting. But when I did it in 1, it also didn't work. Like, this didn't work either. I don't think it worked. Maybe I didn't recompile it. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Well, that's kind of neat. What other things can we mess with? So, let's see. Calculator. Calculator. Gnome calculator. Okay. If we preload that, maybe we can see something? Maybe the button presses are actually processed as strings? I don't know. Man, it really slows down the execution though. That's wild. I mean, this is good to show because I don't think it's useful so much as a stealthy way of sneaking anything, so much as it's a way to observe the internal functions and operations of like code that you didn't write. Cool. So if I type in oh, interesting. When I hit the plus sign, actually, maybe there's a better way to do this. Maybe if I did strace on gnome calculator, I could see better like what's happening as I use it. Okay, so nah, that's pretty hard to process. Let me go back to this. Jesus. Alright, so it finally opened. 1 plus 1 equals. Alright, I want to see if the equal operation. How can we mess with this? Okay, here's an idea. We're just gonna make every number equal 42, because, you know, that's the meaning of life, right? Obviously, I could have made this like a case statement or something, probably, but we're just doing some quick and dirty messing around, right? for good measure, will catch 0 too. Maybe that'll even prevent them from typing in 10. I'm not sure. I actually don't have any idea really what's gonna happen. But I think it's gonna definitely mess up this calculator application. We definitely just made it even slower with all of those if statements. So this, okay. Interesting. It doesn't seem to work. Ironically, I think this will still work. That's weird, though. Why doesn't that work? It's literally doing string len of 4. Let's undo this. Let's make it a little bit simpler. So build it. Oh, I fucked it up. Alright, let's see. Let's see if we can change this. Build it. Let's launch it. That. All right. It definitely caused an issue because 42 is not the same amount of characters. What about if I type it in? Just becomes 42. Yeah. Alright, that's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. Alright. So, interesting. But those are all like pretty simple pieces of software. Is there... Okay, here's something a lot more complicated that definitely I don't know the source code for. Firefox. If I give this... Will it crash? No. Okay. That's kind of interesting. What if... Hear me out. Hear me out. Actually, hear me out. I'm sure a lot of people already have a sense of what might be happening, because I didn't do this very quickly. Oh, that's awful. But let's see. Okay, well actually let me see. Let me grep for GitHub and make sure that at some point it actually does do a check for this string. But I suspect in this whole mess, this is gonna be somewhere in there. Wait, did I like screw up grep? Why would that? Alright, so I'm gonna try to dump all this into a file. Cool. Oh. Interesting. Maybe I didn't wait long enough. Oh, that's interesting. Now it doesn't seem to be using this anymore. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. So it's not doing that like the other one where as we type things it appears. Interesting. I wonder how it's able to kind of pop out of the... It like stops calling my library at some point. It's kind of strange. I don't think it ever... Well, maybe let's expose the string compare again. Let's see. get rid of this. And then let's uncomment these. Oops. We can rebuild that. Oh. Cool. Let's try this again. So do we get more information with string compare? Strange how these didn't all come out. They must be doing something weird with threading. That makes sense. The browser's probably multi-threaded. Alright, so maybe I can't. A lot of these are probably like internal names of Firefox things, honestly. Oh, hey, what's up? I'm taking a look at well, actually here, I'll show you what I was doing. So basically we created this sneaky library, and what we can do with this is all kinds of clever things. But one thing that we can do is so I was showing how, like, you know, I didn't create this text editor, and I have no idea what code is running it. But we can do interesting things regardless to the thing at runtime using LD preload. I'm not sure if like your background is software or anything data, but yeah, maybe this will be interesting because it's really simple. So basically, what we had already seen was that if I call this, or if I make that file, right, if I compile that file and I call the text editor that we were just using the LD preload and pointing to our library that we just made with the new version of string len. Hell yeah. Well, I'm definitely going to be messing around. So, what I observed is that this title of this document is actually going to be included in this. And actually, I can grep for untitled, and you'll end up seeing that. So, what that allows us to do is actually say, well, if the thing that you got is untitled document 1, so that string comparison will equal 0 if that's true. Let's change that string entirely. earth. You know what? We'll do something different. And now, if I build that file again, and I call, I actually don't even have to, I can set this sneaky library as a environment variable, right? And so now, someone stumbles upon this terminal, and they want to open the text editor. Obviously, they're going to see a lot of bullshit. And it's going to take a lot longer because we're intercepting all of these string length calls. Oh, shit. Wait, I did something wrong. I know what I did wrong. Hold on. We have to be careful here because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 19 characters. Okay. Let me try that again. Unset LD preload. Recompile that. And then now, if we call that same gedit, I believe the name of that file should be forced to actually be our string, our new string. And it is. Thanks for watching. Maybe even cooler though is that, oh whoops, I opened the wrong one. We can also mess with, because as I type things, so here, let me push this over. As this is running, right, it's catching all of these string lengths. Whoops. Well, as I type things, those are also being captured by stringlen. So, one funny thing is, well, what if we wanted to create a forbidden phrase? And I know, like, this is a kind of a meme, right? But what if we said, anytime you see this phrase, actually, this is now going to become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I just want to double check. We should be able to effectively create this forbidden phrase. So we still have the thanks for watching. This seems like a totally normal text editor. Not like anything is preventing me from saying anything. Fight Club? Kind of funny. So yeah, this stuff happens really fast. There's a lot of things going on, which is why we slowed the program down so much. We could probably make this, and it's not really very sneaky at all. um, I wonder how much overhead that truly actually introduces. Let's see how much faster it is if I don't print those out. Oh wow, it's ridiculously faster. Oh, the untitled document didn't get changed. But is this still... Yeah, this is still prevented. Okay. Okay. So the other thing I messed with was the calculator function. It seems like those keys are actually processed as strings. So like we experimented with changing everything to be 42. Which is somewhat doable. Firefox didn't seem to work though. Firefox, I don't know why. It just completely it completely bypassed. Well, it was doing all of these things, but it didn't like I thought maybe I could provide it a link and see like if that popped in one of these functions, but it didn't do anything like that. So I knew I could mess with this. I wasn't sure if I could mess with the calculator. I wonder if there's other things you can do with that technique. Well, the other like kind of obvious use case is sort of also if like you had some binary, right? Because a lot other times on this channel I've stepped through some like basic reverse engineering challenges, and a lot of those, you know, are complicated and stuff. But maybe you have some, yeah. And Dex actually stopped by and was very helpful on some of the web like facing challenges. It was really cool. So I try to do that like during the week, like probably Wednesday. Yeah, Hack the Box is a really cool platform. Yeah, same. I have to just like go for it. And yes, definitely coaching. It's hard to find people though that you can really. I don't know. It's not hard, I guess, but yeah, yeah. No. Yeah, exactly. Walkthroughs are very helpful, and that's really why like I like Hack the Box so much, because they have like once boxes are retired, they provide walkthroughs. They actually now have a guided mode where it's kind of more like try hack me. It's like a question and answer sort of thing to help you find the flags. Not really, they don't give away things, but they sort of hint at things like um, it's guided, you know? So it's a little better like when I'm trying to do a box and I'm just totally stuck and I'm like streaming, obviously I want to complete it, I can just hit guided mode. So that's been like a new thing. Yeah, the super easy ones. Yeah. No, the only like ones I'd ever do on stream would be the very easy ones, honestly, and even those are not always easy. I personally like I think I finished maybe a medium box before, but it was probably one that the majority of people rated as not being medium. Like, and I can't really do Windows boxes at all because I don't really understand a lot of that stuff. So, you know, but it's a really cool both of those platforms, Try Hack Me and Hack the Box, are very cool because they have like, I mean, I could, you know, it's like the Netflix of hacking. There's infinite options, so many to choose from, so little time. Um, so yeah, no, definitely. Um, oh, did you pop in the? Oh no, that might be just. another message. So yeah, it seems like the LD preload thing worked. It doesn't work on Firefox. It definitely works on, like, it seems like text editor, calculators. Those are all like GNOME applications, I think. I've never used the calculator or the calendar before. That's interesting. I I suspect that is similarly what is this? GNOME. Can we make every month be a particular? Oh. Well, that time it did not work. Oh, wait. We got rid of the print statements. That's why. So I think what we need to do here is put back the and then remake that. And so yeah, if you want to make one of these, you have to pass in some flags. And also I created like a GitHub for this channel, so all of the code that I have I'll end up putting on there, so you can play with it yourself. You can totally like reproduce anything that I've done. And also I did make a Discord server, so because I hopefully like I'd love to like exchange knowledge, honestly. Like if other people have cool things, I would love to explore those topics too. So yeah. So let's rebuild this, and then let's see if the calculator, or sorry, the calendar app. Okay. Is August? Does the month get? That's weird. Well, the other thing is we can set this as an environment variable. We can do GNOME calendar grep August. That seems odd. Okay, what does it show us? Are the days? Are the days there? At this point, I'm just exploring things. Oh, I broke it. Well, that's not good. I didn't mean to do that. Why'd I break it? I don't see an obvious reason why I would have broken it. That's weird. Okay. Well, maybe the calendar app is somehow written differently. I don't know. That's weird. What other, like, GNOME software? Wait. The terminal is a GNOME process. Oh, that's interesting. Wait. So if I call GNOME shell, oh, could not take control. Maybe I shouldn't play with the GNOME shell. What other things are there? There's a web browser? Oh. Well, maybe I can still do the thing that I was intending to do. Oh, it seems to be like Firefox where the... Actually, let me unset this. I feel like this isn't working. Yeah. I think it's like something to do with some processes fork, possibly, or they're like multi-threaded. And I think the multi-threading might not behave. I'm honestly surprised that this preload trick still works. Like, the last time I looked at this was a couple of years ago. And it seems like nothing really changed, to be honest. But it's not, I don't know how much of a security thing it actually is. I mean, it does kind of reveal, like, I think I showed how if I write a bad login program and I don't know password, like, if someone were dumb enough to, expose thing, but usually nowadays people are comparing like hashes of passwords, right? So that wouldn't even work. But in this case, right, if you had some terrible program where you hard coded something, like, you could not even reverse engineer it, you could run it. But I think the GNOME browser, it could have just been because yeah, that's what it was. I hadn't set the environment variable right. So many things. So many things. Ah, but yeah, it stops. That's what Firefox was doing. It, like, is working, it's catching everything, and then it seems to stop. Which I don't understand fully. Yeah, it's kind of weird. That's why I think it might do something like create a new process or something. Yeah. I'm not really sure, to be honest. It's pretty weird. I don't think the name of the website, like, if I were to open this to github.com, I don't think it's, I think like Firefox, it might not actually ever show me. Yeah. So whatever it's doing at this point, I think is like a totally new process, honestly. So I don't think I can mess with the browsers, which that's probably a good thing, honestly. Oh yeah, this looks like it actually broke my code or something. I don't even know what that is. Yeah, interesting. Let's see. So we messed with simple programs that we can write, and that worked. We messed with the text editor. That's kind of cool. Can we mess with a simple game, maybe? What is this? Is this called Klondike? What is this? PS, whoops. Grep. No. Is it like solitaire or? No. What is this? Isle Riot. Alright, I'll just expose my process list. I don't really care. This is a VM. really see anything related to the game. Is there a way to... I should be able to find out where this is. What was that? Oh, it was called Saul. Interesting. Okay. I wonder what Saul does. Is Saul good? That's a lot of stuff really fast. It hasn't even opened the game. I see a lot of like sizes and like font names. So my guess is that was all like the setup stuff. So is the score? Wonder if the score... I forget how solitaire works. Do I... Doesn't the ace just go there? Alright, let me look at some of the junk that's coming out of this. So a lot of like GTK widget stuff. I'm really curious if that score thing... Let me... I think it was capitalized. Let's open it normal just once. Yeah, score. Let's grep for score. Maybe we can just assign ourselves. Okay. That's a little interesting. So, the question is, can we make ourselves be winners? Can we just win the game, right? Not win the game, but can we modify our score? So, we do need to recomment string compare. Otherwise, well, the problem is I want to easily just check if it's string compare score. Yeah, let's just comment this out. Because otherwise it'll call our code that's hooked and it'll just be a whole clusterfuck. Pardon my French. So if string compare or sorry, yeah, if string compare s, so let's say if we are if we have a score of 0, can we just say you won instead? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many letters is? Okay, that should be fairly obvious if it works. So rebuild it. I'll just do it. GCC. You need to give it this for position. Actually, I don't know if you need to do that. You definitely need to give it shared. And then sneaky.c. And I'll just set LD preload equals home Tyler hookin so, and then I must have done something wrong. I can just call it the way we were doing it before. That's fine. Alright, let's see. Hopefully we become winners. Yeah, a lot of setup. That's weird. Still calling string compare. We commented out string compare. Actually, I don't like this. This doesn't make sense. Sneaky.c. Yeah, we commented out string compare. It should only be showing us string len. So something didn't go right. That's the problem. So there's like an a dot out, or what did that even make? I don't know. Okay. Now if we call this, hopefully we become winners. I truly don't know what's gonna happen though. This might not work. How's your day going, Data? Well, we're not winners. We're winners still, but interesting. Let me try to filter for just the score stuff. So it's, oh, this is still doing string compares. That's not good. That doesn't seem. It's going almost over in time for a new one. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It was a Monday. That's very Monday. That'll do it. Yeah, I feel that. I have that on Thursday and like Friday more so. Monday and Tuesday are sort of like the quiet days. So, a lot of pressure though, because the quiet days are when you have to do everything. And then they have to tell everybody about it the rest of the week. I know, right? And someone had the nerve to put a reoccurring thing at 4:30 to 5:30 every single Friday on like the most stressful topic of all. So that's a nice way to like kill my weekend every week. And yeah, I think they're really busy though, so it's just sort of a necessity. I know, right? And they made it so you can't schedule meetings on Tuesday. So it's like a company-wide work day, but it's like, dude, no one Tuesday's like that's like mid-work, like I don't know. I'd rather have no meetings on Friday. That would be, but it's hard, you know, like other places are you know, companies are big and like you could have places in the company that are not even in the same time zone. So I think some of it has to do with like wanting to, I don't know, like be able to, I'm not really sure, honestly. It doesn't make sense. Yeah. I can't. I'm trying to make sense of it, but I don't think it makes sense. All right. So I think we might be winners now. Yeah, it is. I don't ever make meetings, honestly. I try to keep it to a real minimum. Oh, I broke it. But it's still opened. Can it Oh, it still does things too. That's interesting. I didn't expect that. Okay. Well, now I started this, so I kind of feel like I want to at least somehow make this program do something. So what are we doing wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is the same number of characters, so 4, 5, 6. I think the problem is that it's gonna do score of 0 possibly. I'm not sure. Not sure. Yeah, it will be nice to have a new day tomorrow. What time is it even? Okay, it's not too late. I haven't really had dinner yet, so that's not a good thing. Okay. Interesting. The score might be like an independent. Oops, grep 0. Well, maybe we can just automatically give ourselves a score. That would be, I'd be satisfied with that. Oh, I wonder if this is something to do with the card movements. Seems pretty, I don't know. Or it could be timing my, maybe it's timing my movements. That's interesting. Diamond? Wait, can we change the suit of a card? That would be pretty cool. Hold on. Will this do like... Oh, it's when we flip a new card. Oh, that's kind of interesting. So it's when I did this. Or was it only on the face cards? It'd be interesting if we could like force it to always give us the ace of spades or something. That time I didn't see a king of diamond. Hmm. Now I'm intrigued. Now I'm intrigued. I think we could maybe change the score to an arbitrary number from 0, but I feel like if we could somehow change the cards, that would be way more interesting. Um, okay. I need to pull that syntax. I definitely saw some sort of like handle to wow, it passes around a lot of... I think this is like the literal picture data of the cards. uh maybe I think it was like I think it was lowercase. Really? Okay. That's not the best way to do that then. I'm gonna dump this into a file so I can like look at it. And actually, I'll pipe it into T so I can see it still. So it'll show me here, but it'll also push stuff to the file. So when I move that ace, did it do anything? I don't see anything with the suit. Ah, man, was that like a one-time thing? Maybe. Oh, that's interesting. Stock and redeals. So we could change. We could change. That's kind of funny, actually. Okay, I'll take a win where I can take a win. I don't know how far I have to look for this though. Hold on. That's why I made this file. I could have sworn that it started with the hashtag. Ah, it did. Okay. Interesting. So let's see. Let's see if we can make... It has to be the same number of letters. Let's see if we can make every card a 3. Just because why not? That's just like totally stupid. So if the thing that it sees... Actually, let's do this. If it sees at all any instance of that and say spade. So if it any card that's a spade, we're gonna make it oh, it will crash the second it gets to a face card though. Well, we can change the suit actually. Let's do that. That's kind of dramatic. If it works. I don't know if this is gonna work. It might make every card be the 3 of hearts though. That would be a nice little way to close this out. So let's compile it. Oh, I made a mistake. I think I need to make this not be equal to 0. I think it's just gonna, if it finds anything, it'll return something that's not equal to null. So I can just do that. Recompile this. And then let's call solitaire with LD preload and see if we have changed the cards in a noticeable way. I think we broke the game, is what happened. I don't think this is how the game is supposed to work. I think there's supposed to be cards here. Okay. Okay, Solitaire. You got me there. But what about this other thing? Let me just actually see. Can we give ourselves infinite redeals? Oh, right, I broke it. Now this is the 3 of hearts. Some cards just don't appear now. Alright, what I wanted to see was stock left 24, redeals left 2. Score 2. Time. Oh. Well, let's just make time not pass so we can always get a score of 0 seconds. That seems like it would be kind of interesting. So I'll point it out in case that wasn't obvious. But there's a clock counter down here. And it's actually being passed through, like here, the seconds are being ticked off. So why don't we give it I still want to see if this works. So I can change a card from the just the text. But also, I think if we want to give ourselves more time. So if we see, if 10 seconds ever elapses, it goes back to 0 seconds. Actually, let's make it even more like dramatic. Every time 3 seconds passes, actually it's gonna be 0 seconds. So hopefully there's like almost no way to finish without a score of less than 3 seconds. And I broke it big time. Oh, I think it's the card thing. Alright, let me stop doing that. That's just aspirational. I don't need this. That would be really cool if that had worked, though. Okay. Recompile it. And we'll launch it. Oh no. What have I done? Oh. 33 seconds hasn't passed. So how is it even seeing that? Ah, because I'm not so bright. Alright, let's try this again. There we go. There we go. So hopefully the second that clock gets to 3 seconds, it goes right back to 0. And then I'll feel like we've made some progress. Alright, so when you start the game, the clock starts, gets to it works! Oh no, but I didn't think of that. It immediately continues. Oh no. I didn't defeat anything. Oh man. That's weird. So it must have some internal counter and I'm just changing like what's appearing. Interesting. Hold on. But is there is there yeah. Oh no, that won't work. I was thinking maybe I could convert the time to a number and then basically say if that number is greater. I probably could if I had more time, but I don't think that'll work now. I think what I will do, because I do want to screw with this solitaire game at least in some way and call it a night, is at least modify the score. I think we can give ourselves a score. So let's just do that. So it seemed like the only time this was just equal to 0. And this will probably break the game. I'm pretty sure. Because the thing that was only 1 character is going to be now 4 characters. But I think the visual will stay up. So it might still be kind of funny. So hopefully this game launches and in the bottom right corner, instead of starting with the score of 0, we're going to start with a score of, yeah, nice. And it didn't crash. I'm actually very surprised. Very cool. Nice. Well, my playlist ran out, and I'm at least satisfied that we got this. I didn't think this was going to work, to be honest. I knew we could mess with the text editor, but I wasn't sure about this part. So that's kind of cool, actually. Seems like most GNOME applications, or GTK at least, you can mess with that. I wonder if we finish this game, if we would have like a new high score. That seems interesting. Anyways, thank you for joining, Data. That was super cool. For anyone new, thank you for joining. I did pin at the top. I have a Discord. Dex and Lungfleas are in there, by the way, Data, if you want to join. And yeah, hopefully, if you guys want, I'm going to be on again this week, probably doing Hack the Box. So yeah, hope you have a good night, and thanks for joining, and peace.